most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical
Together we are the
therapist.
most famous physical therapists on the internet.
And our opinion, of course, Bob.
Triggers create perfect posture without exercises.
What are you talking
You got a
about?
lot of explaining to do there, Brad. Brad just came back from a vacation. Doesn't he look tanned? By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, you want to go over to bobandbrad.com because we're always giving something away.
right.
I'll tell you in a second what we're giving away. You can also find it on Facebook. It'll be pinned to the top of the page. You want a 60-second version of us, go to Twitter, Instagram, actually TikTok now too.
TikTok.
And you'll find our 60-second program. We are giving away the hanging handles invented by Bob and Brad.
There you go.
Now, what's cool about these is this actually can help with your posture.
Absolutely.
It can also help with your shoulder pain and also back or pain or sciatica decompression.
That's right.
So Brad's going to show you real quick just how to hook these up. But you have a chance to win some of these. So yeah, we use our wall anchor. Hook one up. And there's actually two hooked up right now.
They're good for 275 pounds each. So that's over
right.
a 500-pound person. So that we're safe and we're covered. So you grab here. You can see the posture benefits here. My back is flat. My head's back against the wall. And I'm going to relax and stretch those shoulders out. Get that impingement issue taken care of. I can feel the traction on my low back now. And life is good, Bob.
There we go. Even though you're back in Minnesota. So, all right, Brad, you take it away, sir.
All right. Posture, posture, posture. We have a lot of videos on posture because it is incredibly important for breathing, for how you look, shoulder mechanics.
Pain, neck pain, back pain.
The whole works.
Yeah.
And I had a patient, and Bob and I know sometimes we learn some of the best lessons from our patients.
Yes.
We had a patient, she was concerned about her posture. She had a shoulder issue, etc. And I started to talk to her, and she was actually, she's retired now, but she was a college professor teaching dance, at college level. So at that level, and you're teaching dance, they're incredibly aware of their body mechanics, their posture, and where their body is in space. And
some of the best posture you're going to see are on people who teach dance.
Right, exactly. So we talked about what she used to maintain good posture. She was in her 70s. Yeah, you know who she is.
She's late 60s.
Right.
Yeah.
So she had great posture, and she says, this is one thing I do. She says, I get what I call triggers. And that's where the title came from. And what's a trigger? And she said, for example, in my house, every time she walks through a doorway, it's a visual trigger or reminder to check your posture. In other words, so the shoulders are going to be back, the chin is in, and you're in that good alignment where we need to be as opposed to this.
I can even take it a little bit further, Brad. There's actually a stretch you can do. I mean, if you want to do an exercise.
With the doorway.
With the doorway, yeah.
Beautiful.
So if the doorway is like this, you put your hands on both sides of the doorway and lean into it.
Right.
And that'll stretch out those shoulder, the chest muscles that tend to round out the shoulders.
Sure.
So
you can work that in as well.
But without the exercise, it's just a matter of, it's like you said, it's nice and tall and
it reminds you of good posture.
Right.
So, that's walking. And I wanted to do one like if sitting at a desk, we're at your computer, just a prime place where your mind goes off of your posture and you're looking at the screen, focused on your work. So in my case, I would take, my Green Bay Packer cup and put Gumby in there and see Gumby, how Gumby is placed with his arms up. Good posture. That's going to be a continual visual reminder while you're working to get the posture up. And actually, you can do the famous Alleluia stretch.
Alleluia stretch, as a
right
a response to seeing that.
You don't have to do the stretch, but at least get your posture up. So it's a continual visual trigger to remind you, get your posture up.
I think you can get an audio trigger too. You could set an alarm on your computer, right?
Sure.
Right, Mike? Yeah. And I actually, what I do is I worked on my computer a lot yesterday. Every half hour I would get up.
Yeah.
I didn't have an alarm, but I would look at the clock, and every half hour, okay, I'm going to get up.
Yep.
And
so again, even the time can be a posture
trigger.
And then in the car, good place to allow your body to start slumping, thinking about traffic, whatever. So one thing that you can do is every time you come to a stop sign or the red, green, go lights is
Sure.
use those as a visual trigger. Check your head. Now with me, I always bring my head. If my head's not touching the headrest or where prevents you from getting whiplash if you get rear-ended. If my head's not back there touching, I know my head's too far forward. Head forward posture is rounded posture, is all the same thing. So back, shoulders back, and I'll do some chin tucks.
Yes, that's
So
what I do. I
right,
do the chin tucks when I'm
right,
driving. It's
right.
just such a great time to do it. So
So pick out some visual cues. You can throw in some exercise like we did, but at least think about that posture, and it's going to happen throughout the day.
that's the thing. You really do have to work on it all day long. I
Right.
hate to say, because if you do the exercises like let's say once a day, and then the rest of the day you're like
You
this,
forget about it.
yeah.
Right.
But what I do is, Mike, can you follow me? I do. This is what I do every half hour when I'm at home.
Yep.
Because I have some hanging handles at home, and I do the hanging.
Right.
So it's just my back decompresses. I can it gets a little cavitation a lot of times,
See how they're cracking?
and it just straightens out my posture well.
Right.
And I feel like refreshed when I go back to it.
Yep. You breathe better. It's just it's a wonderful thing. So those triggers, get yourself some triggers that you can work with on a daily basis. And Bob, what
I
are you
think
doing?
Gumby's going to the bathroom in there.
Why, Bob? Why?
Why, Gumby? Why?
Yeah, just because his team doesn't do so well.
All right. Thanks for watching.